Huge trade last night, Lakers fans. Speaking of getting worse, Russell Westbrook. All right, now hear me out, Laker fans. And of course, it's a big three. It's a big three. This is Russell Westbrook's fourth team now in 4 years. What's going on there? I mean, we know that's a shit contract, right? This is his fourth team in 4 years. He's getting too good at penning goodbye messages to cities. So he had a cup of coffee in Washington, and now he's a legend there. So a heartfelt goodbye on Instagram. The Lakers went from, LeBron and AD, some shooters, not great shooters, right? They were kind of patchworking that team, and injuries didn't help. But they have no space now with Russell Westbrook because he can't shoot. He can't shoot threes. What is he going to create for LeBron James, who is a below 40% three-point shooter? Anthony Davis can't shoot threes. And those are all three ball-dominant NBA superstars, right? Russell Westbrook's a superstar, but it's not a good match. At least the Nets could match offensively with offensively efficient guys. All three of those guys could shoot threes. These guys are just getting ball-dominant one-on-one guys. AD, LeBron, Westbrook. There's only one ball, fellas. Where's the spacing there? No three-point shooting. Davis, here we go. Glasses on. Stats. Anthony Davis shot 26% from deep last year. Yikes. Russell Westbrook, don't worry, he'll come save you with his 31.5% from deep. Yikes. That actually was above his career average by a point. He's a career 30.5 three-point shooter, the worst shooter in NBA history from deep by volume. LeBron James, 36% from deep. That's actually above his career average of 34. Remember, LeBron actually wasn't a big three-point shooter and developed that later in his career. So the Lakers traded their third. So in the trade, it's Kyle Kuzma, good Lord, but Montrezl Harrell is going as well. And then Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and then a 22nd round, the first round pick, number 22. So Kuzma is obviously not very good. He's getting, to that point where you could kind of eliminate the question mark there and say maybe this is his ceiling. But he was ostensibly the fourth best player on that Lakers team. Montrezl Harrell was the third best player. So they traded their third and the fourth best player for a third best player, Westbrook. And they got rid of their best three-point shooter, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I mean, what's going on with this trade? Buddy Hield was the guy that was reported, and the Lakers would make sense. That's a shooter, a guy LeBron could create space for, a guy that's going to not have to. You could shade off of Westbrook at the three-point line and go help on AD and LeBron. I mean, it's inviting I think they're just going to have to completely change their dynamic at their offense, and I don't know if Frank Vogel's the guy to get it done. What has Westbrook done? He hasn't been in a conference final since he had Durant in OKC. I don't know what it was that the Lakers were doing there. 41% from deep was Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and they gave up a first-round pick for Russell Westbrook. What? And now they're so maxed out in the cap room because of these three guys, because Westbrook is a shitty-ass contract. What are they going to get for shooters? I don't know what the Lakers are going to do. They're obviously going to be in the mix because LeBron, Westbrook is, and here's the one thing I can understand is maybe we are getting to the point where LeBron's numbers are declining. This is a 3-year span now since he's been with the Lakers. He did get the title, but age comes for everyone except Tom Brady, seemingly. But if LeBron needs more rest days now, it's like what the Nets did this past regular season. They can just they could win with one of these guys, two of these guys. LeBron can sit out here. Okay, let's get Westbrook a day off. AD's out. Maybe it's just LeBron and Westbrook for a couple of weeks, and that gets you wins. But in the playoffs, and we saw this with the Nets, I know they got injured, but I think you would have run into this problem anyway. You're going to get game planned out of 7-game series in the NBA. And I'm very interested to see. The Lakers are going to put up their numbers and wins, but I don't know how that translates to the NBA playoffs, which the Lakers just most recently got bounced in the first round by the eventual runner-up Phoenix Suns. Now, AD got hurt, but that's the same thing. And that's what the argument with the Nets that you could make too is, okay, yeah, if these guys are all healthy, but that's a huge if. And we're starting to get a pretty good record of, are these guys able to stay healthy for a full season, able to stay healthy after playing a season and then having to go take it up a notch for playoff basketball for another month, trying to play late into June, July for a title. So is Westbrook going to get it done? It's a flashy. It's going to win the press conference. Westbrook, UCLA, LA kid coming back home. It'll win the press conference. I don't know if it's going to win the title.